How glad are you that you don't have to do the conditioning?
Very glad. I got my 4 years in, so after that, it's a lot easier to coach than actually run the drill. But if you'll just, follow the details and just lock in, it's not that hard as a coach. But they're tired, they're hot, they're sweaty, all that. But very glad I don't have to do that anymore.
What are the details you guys are focusing on this week?
For us, with Bandits, it's consistency. We're trying to stack days, have great practice days, because that's one of the things we talk about in the room is winning practice. Because we know if we win practice, we can win on Saturday. We know if we don't do well in practice, we could possibly struggle on Saturday. So just winning practice. We have an award for the guys because we're the Bandits. We also call ourselves the Edge. So I went on Amazon and bought a golden electric trimmer, all right, and that's the Golden Edge. So the practice player of the week or the day gets that Golden Edge. So anything that we can do to help excite these guys about practice, because they know in the end that's the main thing.
Who's been taking that away the most so far during fall camp?
Well, Jafari had a little bit of a growing strain, so we held him a little bit. So majority has been Isaiah Smith. The first day I think was Jafari, but Isaiah's had a really good camp. So it kind of goes back and forth, which creates competition. Is what we like.
How do you kind of define the Bandit position? It's kind of a hybrid a little bit. How do you kind of put it into words?
Yeah, so we're a hybrid, defensive end, outside backer. At times we're asked to drop to the flats and do our job in coverage. But what I like most about Coach Simons on third down, he trusts us that, hey, we're going to let loose and we're going to go get it and try to get after the quarterback. So we're a little bit of a hybrid outside backer, defensive end, but mainly, we're engaged to stopping the run, rushing the quarterback, and we're asked to drop, doing our jobs, getting to the right landmark and dropping.
What have you seen from Isaiah since you got here and to now, gearing up for this season for him?
Since I've got here?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen a huge improvement. He came in, he was like 200 pounds. He was a skinny kid from Maryland, and he got here, at the start, he had a kind of a little rough transition, but this year he's really stepped up. He's weighing over 240 pounds now. My challenge to him was, hey, I need you to play on choice downs, which are first and second down, and not just be that third down edge rusher. And he stepped up and did a great job, really starting this spring and carrying over into fall camp.
What did bringing in a guy like Jafari do for you, though, to kind of replace that Nelson Paul veteran and get a guy that's played a lot of college football?
Jafari, it was kind of a fresh start for him, which is really good because we see guys transition maybe from another place when they get here, with a fresh start. They have a really good start with us, but what he brings maturity to the room. He's played a lot of football, and then he brings competition, right? It's a competition to see who's going to go out there first. So iron sharpens iron, with him, Turbo, and, Billy Walton, he's really coming into his own as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are your initial impressions of Billy? He got here this summer.
So, Billy, for the really good thing for us is, he came back home, being a Dallas guy, and, he's really like a freshman. He redshirted at the previous school, but he's coming in. He's probably made the biggest jump from day one to day 13, whatever it is now, as far as getting better, from pass rush techniques to playing the run. He knows he still has to get, bigger and stronger, which will come with our staff, but he's made a huge jump.
What's this fall camp look like for you? First fall camp in this position. Has it been different for you from last season?
Not really, because I still, worked with the group, obviously as an analyst role, so it's not too different. I guess the recruiting aspect, balancing that with coaching your guys, and then, keeping your guys here, keeping your roster, kind of balancing all those things out.
What's it like finding a guy that can do that kind of in-between versatile role instead of just being a backer or just being an outside defensive lineman?
Yeah, so what we look for first is, a guy who can rush the passer. So if he can do that, and then we can project him to be big enough to play the run in the ACC, that's kind of what we look for. But mostly we look for size, twitch, and then the ability to play the run.
How much does it help having the depth that you guys have on the interior, but also having a guy like Elijah on the other side, just as far as teams having to account for both the Bandits and the edge?
It helps a ton. E-Rob had a great season last year. And even like a guy like Cam Robertson, who we've kind of moved back and forth, who can really do both. It helps a ton because, E-Rob having that, they may have to slide the line to him, and then that kind of opens up one-on-ones for us. So E-Rob does a great job, had a great season last year, and looking forward to what he's going to do this season.
How have you kind of seen Elijah taking on this offseason, and how does he keep progressing to make sure that, last season isn't some sort of fluke?
He's a leader. He comes to work every day. He brings the young guys along. He's coaching them off to the side. He's a guy you really don't have to get after because he's self-motivated and he knows his goals and what he wants to do.